All right, Cup Chasers. This one is absolutely massive. It's Arsenal versus Aston Villa at the Emirates. Revenge on the cards. Title race implications humongous. Lose this and Man City go top. Lose this and Villa are level with Arsenal. Unai Emery's Villa on an 11-game winning streak. And of course, Arteta can't seem to shake the narrative that this man has his number. But this time, under the lights, it's at the Emirates, and it's time for some revenge. So let's break it all down. We're doing head-to-head tactics. We're looking at the form. We're looking at what has been going on recently. And can Arsenal finally get one over on Unai Emery and put this to bed and make this our year? But first, let's go ahead and smash up the likes. Let's hype it up if you got any of those left. I know it is the beginning of the week, beginning of the month. It might be the end of the month for some as far as the hype points go, but go ahead and get all of those up for us and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Of course, thanks for being here. And I want to know, as always, what you're thinking in the comments section down below. Alrighty, so let's dive right into this one. This game is absolutely massive for so many reasons. It's not just another end of the year fixture. We're on top, but margins are so razor thin right now. As we know, one slip up, and Man City will easily just slide right to the top of the table there, away at Sunderland, who have half their team missing at AFCON. Still playing okay, but it's not looking good for City to drop any points there at the Stadium of Light, as we may have wanted to and thought might be coming earlier in the season. If Villa win, they're subtly level on points, and they are, if they weren't already in the title conversation, they would 100% be then. This is the kind of match that champions have to stand up and be counted. We need to dominate, we need to decimate, and we need to absolutely annihilate the Aston Villains, because we owe them one. We absolutely 100% owe them one. If we're looking at recent head-to-head matchups, it does not look good for the Arsenal. It's pretty poor reading. Yeah, one win versus Aston Villa. And that was back when we were wearing that black, red, and green kit on like the third day of the season or something. Yeah, August 24th, 2024 was the last time Arsenal have beaten Aston Villa in the league. And that was in Birmingham, I should say. This right here, not only do I want revenge for last month, because that was absolutely brutal, of course, taking a last minute dagger and kind of making it look like that's what we do these days, as that was one of the beginning ones. And so not only, all of the title implications, of course, are there, and all of the Arteta versus Emery stuff is there, of course, but God, I just want to beat them, really, to put to bed the ghost of what they did to us with that 2-0. What they did to our title hopes with the 2-0 in April of 2024, I should say, with that devastating 2-0. Ollie Watkins dagger, and guess who's got a double in their last game, coming off the bench to beat Chelsea 2-1. Ollie Watkins is going to be feeling it. He loves scoring against Arsenal, as we know, so he's going to be right up for it. Absolutely will be. I'm not looking forward to that. He'll probably start after getting those 2 goals. Yeah, that one. And the last result really stuck with me. But as for Arteta versus Emery, we know how this game is going to go, right? Just look at what Villa have been doing away from home. That Chelsea game will be an exact blueprint of what we are going to see at the Emirates, because they're flying. Obviously, 11 wins on the bounce. The confidence is absolutely incredibly through the roof. And they don't panic. They don't chase games. They don't get crazy and harried. They wait, they counter, and they punish. And that's exactly what we saw versus Chelsea. Exactly what we saw versus Chelsea. And they're going to do the exact same thing against Arsenal. They're going to sit back. They're going to bide their time, and they're going to counter with deadly, deadly precision, as we know they can do. So we're going to have to – our transitional defense is going to have to be way better than it's been, because that's where we've been. That's like our only weak spot as far as defensively, is when we're running at our own goal, and that is 150 million% what Unai Emery is going to look to get us doing. They're going to be very, very quick in the transition, and they're going to battle, absolutely battle in that midfield to get those high turnovers. And so, as we know, Arsenal like to control, like to keep it, keep teams at arm's length. But what it's really, really going to come down to, obviously, we're going to want territory. We're going to want pressure. We're going to want sustained possession. And Emery's going to want the exact opposite: discipline. He's going to trap. They're going to be ruthless in transition. But what this game is 100% going to come down to, and what it always seems to come down to when we look back over the years, and it's an uncomfortable truth right now, that Arsenal just are not scoring freely at all. I took a look at our assists and goal scoring leaders for awesome reading. So Victor Gyökeres actually has the most goals in an Arsenal shirt this season, believe it or not, with 5 goals in the league. And yeah, we know that just hasn't been enough. I won't be surprised, especially if Havertz is back, if Gyökeres is benched for this game. I don't want him to be. I really don't want him to be, because I think he is our best forward. He had an absolute shocker versus who did we just play? The last game we played at the weekend had Victor had an absolute shocker against Brighton. It was not great. Really poor finishing. Confidence seems really, really, really low right now, and that's not a good thing. So I'm not sure who we're going to see. I want to see Victor. I want to see him play through it. But if Kai Havertz is fit, he's probably going to play, just because of how bad Victor has been, and we have an issue. We have a big issue, because yes, Saka's got 4 goals in the league. Trossard has 4 goals in the league. Eze has 4 goals in the league. But guess who else has 4 goals in the league? One Mr. Owen Goal, as Anne Hathaway pointed out on Instagram. Our finishing is absolutely diabolical right now. Own goals are our leading goal scorer in the last 5 games. Absolutely diabolical. This is horrendous. And if we don't figure out how to put the ball in the back of the net, we will get beat. Because I tell you, who knows how to put the ball in the back of the net? Ollie Watkins, John McGinn, Morgan Rogers. These guys are banging in goals, and they're absolutely destroying teams. Maybe not on the score sheet, but they look really comfortable against the ball. Really, really comfortable. Really, really willing to just sit back, soak up. Even when Chelsea went ahead, man, they just soaked it up, didn't change a thing, knew that they were effective, knew that what they were doing was effective, soaked up pressure, didn't change a single thing until the subs. And that's kind of what teams have. That's kind of how teams have been approaching Arsenal, and that's kind of how Arsenal have been approaching the games as well. Get to the end, get deep into the game with the scoreline intact, and then make a tactical move that absolutely opens Chelsea up and devastating. They were devastating. It was like just boxes checked for their game plan the whole time. And we're going to see the same thing at the Emirates. We're going to see the exact same thing at the Emirates. And that's the crazy part, is that Arteta knows it's coming. Arteta knows exactly what Emery's going to do. And we've still struggled mightily against it. Now, Villa do not have Matty Cash, which is a good thing for us. Villa don't have Kamara as well. They're both serving yellow card suspensions. So I expect to see. I think he's still going to clog the midfield just like he did with Chelsea, because Onana, Kamara, McGinn, Morgan Rogers, Yuri Tielemans, they were all on the field, all in that midfield, and he's going to do that again. Emery is going to make us beat him on the wings. It's probably going to be Luka Dean instead of Matty Cash. And so for me, I expect... I don't know. You never know what Arteta's going to do out on that left wing. I expect Trossard to start. I would want Trossard to start. Actually, I would want Eze to start. I actually would rather have Eze out on the left to start this match. We need match winners. We need moments players. We need people who can finish straight up. Yeah, Trossard is one of our better finishers, but I think Eze offers a little something different coming in from the left. He's definitely, but that's the thing, because Trossard's been beating his man too. Trossard's been beating his man and getting it across too. Our wing play has been halfway decent. It's just in the middle. We can't finish. To save our absolute lives, we cannot finish in the middle. And so I'm not sure who he's going to put out there on the left-hand side, because he's put Martinelli against low blocks before. You would have thought that against Brighton, against an absolutely open back and forth team, he would have played Nelly, who likes to run into space, but he plays Trossard instead in the game versus Brighton. So I'm not really sure who's coming in on the left in this game. I would be very happy to see Eberechi Eze, because where's he been? What are we doing? Like, where's he been at? If you're going to come in for 60 million to be a guy, a moments guy, a guy to help us get us over the line, you can't even get in the team, man. You got to step up. You got to step up. I need to see Eze in this game. So I would want to see Eze, Gyökeres, and Saka, Rice, Zubi, and Martin. Of course, I don't know if Jurriën Timber is going to be back. Excuse me. So at the time of this recording, I have no idea if we'll see Jurriën Timber. I don't know what the backline is going to look like. I don't know the extent of the Calafiore injury. So the backline's kind of up in the air. But regardless, we're going to have to be ruthless. That's what it's going to come down to. And that's why I want Eze in, because he has been ruthless in the past. Versus Palace, versus Spurs, of course. And we're going to need all of our moments players in this one. We're going to need to put our best foot forward to be able to beat Villa. But like I say, it's going to come down to putting the ball in the back of the net. We've created 100 chances in 4 games, and we've scored 1 non-penalty goal. 100 chances in 4 games, 1 non-penalty goal. That absolutely has to change. It has to change right here, right now, in this game. It just does, man. We've been all over teams at the Emirates in the first half. I need 3 goals in the first half. We just have to blitz them and blow them away before they even get ready, get set, get ready to go and get into the game. We have to. Because the way we're defending at the end of games, the way we're trying to game manage games is just not going to work against Aston Villa, because they're so comfortable with just sitting there until you make a mistake. So comfortable with sitting there until you make a mistake. We need to score lots of goals early in this game. We can't have this nervy ending, because as we've seen, Villa will go right to the final whistle to put us away. That was 5 games ago. They'll go right to the final whistle to put us away. We absolutely and 100% have to be ruthless. Have to be ruthless. That's the only option. And if it's Victor, if it's Saka, if it's Martin, whoever it is, we have to find our scoring boots right now. Right now. Because if we don't, this is where it slips. This is where the title will slip once again if we do not be ruthless. If we don't find our scoring boots and put 3 past Villa. With the state of our defending at the end of games, with the state of our fucking mentality at the end of games, when one thing goes wrong, one little tiny thing goes wrong, we leave one step in defense and Minte puts a cross in and all of a sudden it's 1-1. One effing time we switch off and we've conceded goals in the last 4 games. Do not let crosses in. We cannot, absolutely cannot give them any space to cross the ball because that's where we've been ridiculously vulnerable in the last 3-4 games. We cannot do that. So we have to be ruthless. We have to be tight at all times when we're against the ball. And I think if we do those things, we should be able to win this game. Now, I'm hoping Big Gab is back and that we have Gabriel and Saliba in the center of defense for this game because we are 100% going to need them. So if we're ruthless, if we do not give them space to cross the ball, and if we play as well as I know we're capable of playing, we should 100% win this game. 100% win this game. You know we're going to attack down the flanks. You know we're going to, and that's what Emery wants. He wants us to, to stay wide. That's why he's going to clog the midfield. So it's going to be about beating our man and scoring the cutback. I mentioned it in the match reaction to the Brighton game. We don't do that very often. We have some joy beating defenders, beating outside backs. But when's the last time you saw, oh, Saka's beating him, great. But then it was somebody was on the end of the pass. Somebody was there for the tap in on the back post. When's the last time we scored a goal like that? When's the last time we drove the near post, cut it back, and somebody smashed it home from the penalty spot? We don't do that. But yet that's what we try to do every single time we go down the flanks. They got to figure it out. Somewhere in the coaching staff, we have to figure out the timing of the runs, who's going back post, who's going near post, who's staying. We have to have someone in every position so that no matter what Saka decides, no matter what Trossard decides, as far as their ball into the box, someone's there because we just haven't been there on the end of the run. It's blowing my mind that is the goal we try to score almost every single time we go forward, and yet we're just not doing that at all. At all. Somewhere there's a disconnect. And if we don't find it right now, today, in training right now, today, while I'm filming, they need to be figuring this out on the pitch right here, right now. We'll lose tomorrow. Straight up. Villa 11-game winning streak, they're ready. They're absolutely ready. They're on top of the world. If we do not figure out how to click tomorrow in front of the net, it's over. It's over. And we'll be chasing City once again, and we'll be praying for other teams to do our job for us. That's what it comes down to. This is where we have to do the job. If Arsenal want to be champions, this is the kind of game we win. Ugly, pretty, whatever. Hook, crook, whatever you want to say. This is where Arsenal have to flip the script. It's the home crowd. It's a big night. It's a statement opportunity. So, like I said, at the end of the day, will Arsenal be ruthless? Can we actually score the goals to win the game and win this league? This is revenge territory, man. This is season-defining territory. And by full time, we're going to know if this Arsenal side have the minerals to go all the way. So, of course, thanks for being here. If you are still here, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Of course, drop your score predictions in the comments down below. Like and subscribe. And, of course, we'll be back with the match reaction after this game tomorrow. As I said, I hope you've had a good one. I hope you enjoyed this one, and you will see me next time.